you know, the likes of UAF and that have got not only the BNP meetings to attend, maybe one day they might attend the Freedom Party meetings and start trying to stop them from speaking. Then they got the EDL to worry about. And then, of course, at some point, they're going to have the Muslims to worry about, because the Muslims really, at some point, will not want the UAF protecting their mosques and things like that. They'll do it themselves. So, anyway, sorry, I'll digress now. I've forgotten the thread of the story. But it is good that people are in here talking. You know, it is good. I don't think we could have had this this talk a year ago, but it's good. The only thing is, like, when you say similar parties should join up, the thing is, at the end of the day, is whose policies and who's going to decide it and all that, this, that and the other, isn't it? But I do believe that Nick Griffin is a very good speaker, very good at what he does. But I do think that when he went into as an MEP, I do think he should have stepped down as chairman and went on into the EU and worked his way into that bit. Or, like I said, was after, say, like maybe a year and a half, get to know the ropes, and then let another BNP, one of the second in command or whatever it is, to go into that position and train that one up. So therefore we would end up, and say Andrew Brons to do the same. So therefore we, instead of having 2 BNP MEPs, in effect we would have had 4. 2 of them, the first time they do like 2 years for the first ones, and then swap over for the other 2. Then we'd have 4 that really know how the EU works, how it works, and then they could go up for election. As far as EDL is concerned, I do believe that there's very, very many really good people in the EDL, just genuine people who love their country and are looking for a way out of the situation we're in. And likewise, again, they get tarred with the far right, extremist, racist, Nazi, all the other tags you can think of it. And that's one of the problems, isn't it? I think EDL do need to be a bit more educated as to what Islam actually is, because it doesn't matter if you get rid of the extremists, you've still got the same problem. So that's what they do need educating on. And who is him? Anyway, Gia, your mic? Oh, of course, that's the politicians. They're the ones really to blame. Gia, your mic.
Okay, I want to draw your attention to a couple of people who are commenting. That's for England and Epworth. Epworth is Anthony King's father. One of the people who's threatened me with violence. One of the reasons that we lost a BNP councillor. He'd also been threatened. So, just so you know who they are. And one of the things that I'm totally opposed to is violence, as you know. And these people are saying here that I fell out with Welsh nationalists. Those people who know the workings of the British resistance and the Green Arrow site before it know exactly what happened with these gentlemen concerned. They know of the violence that his son has offered against me, has offered against other people. They know. They've got their own agenda and their own plans, and it upsets them to see us talking, gentlemen. He says, I'm doing what I've done because I've fallen out with Welsh activists. This is complete rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. It was a contributing factor. The reason that my politics have changed is because well, yeah, we're really out in the cold, aren't we, for England? The reason that my politics changed is because I could not tolerate pornographers in the party. I could not stand by and let Adam Walker dictate to the people, all loyal members will give them credit. What is loyal members? So to be a loyal member of the British National Party, you have to give credit to pornographers? Nah, that's not my party. Nah. IRA supporter who justifies the killing of women and children, babies, controlling the party? That's not my party. You do yourself no favours there, I'm afraid, for England, if you think that I'm concerned with the behaviour of just 3 violent thugs, one of them a Nazi, and very publishing all the information. That's what you should be frightened of, Epworth. That's what you should be frightened of for England, that I don't publish the bloody lot. And the only reason I haven't done it is for the good of the party. Yeah? Do your son like it when they drive around in a car and threaten people? Not funny. Not funny at all. This isn't the party I want, guys, and I hope whatever comes in the future, what new party there is, that these men of violence are bloody expelled and let nowhere near power. Mike, Mike.
Hepworth, I think you must be on the wrong road there somewhere. I've never ever given out anyone's name and address. I don't even know his name, well, I know his name now because it's been mentioned, but I didn't even know his name, didn't even know his address, so I could hardly give it out. The only thing I did was give a link to the Green Arrow site, which had the camera that the Green Arrow site actually arranged to buy, or whatever it was, a fundraising exercise I saw. That's the only thing I did, and I don't even know his address. So there you go. I don't even know it, and I wouldn't give it out anyway. I apologise because I gave the link out. That's all I apologised for, was putting the link in the public domain, but the link was already in the public domain because it was already on the internet.
Sorry, Bertie, remove Bertie's red link. Yes, thanks for that reminder, Jedi. What is done is done. I stated clearly in the article why apologies were made by this site. What is done in Wales done. They refused to meet with me, they refused to talk to me, they refused to let me publish news on anything in Wales, and they threatened me that if I attended any British National Party meeting in Wales, then I could expect a beating. And they done the same with Councillor Edwards. You threaten, go to the police, Epworth, go to the police. I tell you what, the days of the men in violence in the party are over, and this is one of the reasons why the British National Party needs to be reformed, because the chairman is fully aware of these men of violence. He's fully aware of the threats that they've made to councillors, to other British National Party members, and he has not acted. Neither did Brian Mahoney, the Welsh regional organiser. And we're not going to be sidetracked by these people tonight, guys. Johnny, your mic.
I think, Mr. Morris, what you're describing is the regime of Mr. Nick Griffin. Throughout the party, for one perfect example, me and my good friend Michael Barnbrook, the BNP sleaze buster, were stopped attending, tried to attend my own branch meeting, my own Greenwich branch meeting only a few weeks ago, and were refused admission into that meeting. They are the sort of shenanigans that are going on in this party up and down the country. They're doing their utmost to keep new members ill-informed of what is going on in our party. Now, there are certain loyalists out there who will go to the extremes, which is of unbelievable proportion. Paul Golding, for instance, was one. Many others to mention. Paul Golding's no longer even a councillor now. He's given that seat up, which is an amazing thing when you think of the work that went into going out to Swanley to win that seat, after only missing out in East Wickham by 8 votes previously, a number of weeks before that victory. This is the shenanigans that are going on in our party because of the regime of Griffin. Now, people mentioning Simon Darby for leadership. I don't believe Simon Darby is even a member of the party at the moment. There will be a fresh leadership challenge without question. The reason why you don't know that challenger is, or will be, is because of the fear of expulsion once his name or her name is given out. And that is the oppression that the membership have to abide by at the moment under this Griffin regime. The Griffin regime is falling down piece by piece. The jigsaw is falling to pieces, if you like. There is no way forward for the Griffin regime. Harrington is running this party at the moment, along with the Walker brothers. The Solidarity trade union, if you like, is running this party at the moment. It is a terrible state of affairs. Unfortunately, there are still some people out there who won't have a word said against Mr. Griffin. We're not in a situation at the moment not to bring these issues up, because our party is in desperate need of change, and change as quick as possible.
Yeah, Mr. Hepworth, I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that Roger is a patriot, a true patriot. I've absolutely no doubts about that whatsoever. Let's just say, you know, he's done a lot of good, but unfortunately sometimes he does put his foot in it a few times. But I've no doubts whatsoever that Roger is hardworking and a real patriot.
But unfortunately, Roger's behaviour will be used against us in the coming Welsh Assembly elections. Anyone who can't see that is a bloody fool. Okay, I'm very tempted now that I think we're not here to discuss Roger Phillips' behaviour. We're here to discuss a bigger issue, reconciliation, so we move on from it, Caution. Epworth, for England, moderate your behaviour now. You've had your say and you've had your responses. Feel free to leave any time you wish. Well, if this is disrupting the cause for England, Caution, would you remove Epworth and for England from the room? They're not contributing. Yeah, this is about reconciliation, not dragging up the past or trying to reopen wounds.
Well, GA was sort of just ruined what I was going to say there. I was going to ask for England what he was actually doing in here. All he seems to be doing is wanting to disrupt. If you want reconciliation, that's great, but it's not going to happen with idiots like For England around. But this is now pointless as he's been.
Thank you, Dino. Now, guys, before it leaves my mind, this room is here for the British resistance. The British resistance is going to... I'm not going to dictate to the people who write for the British resistance what they can and cannot write. When I accepted them as writers, I said, you write what you wish and what you feel, and I can't go back on that. But with the same token, it is the British resistance. It's no longer the British resistance supporting the British National Party. It is supporting the British people. And so I am going to try and build links with, and this will upset some of you, I will try and build links with both factions of the British Freedom Party. If they do articles that deserve a wider audience, then we will be only too pleased to carry those articles. Only too pleased to carry news of events that they are having. This applies to all nationalist parties, all nationalist movements. We will be, I personally will be neutral. And I think that's only fair. I'd also like to say this. I wanted to finish in politics for a long, long time. And I said I'd go after the Euro election. Then I said I'd go after another. Then I said I'd go after the Welsh. Once the site is up and running to its new design, and we can have some sort of consensus, I do not intend to stay. I intend to over. So if anyone thinks that I'm in this for any other reason than the cause, they are badly mistaken. Once there's a better person to take over from me, then I am going to hand this position over. So I'm just open now, and this offer extends to all people in this room. There are no bans in this room. The only way a person will be banned in the future is if they break the rules of the room, which is insulting another room member. Debate by all means, and debate vigorously. But do it civilly. Do it the British way. Because we are supposed to be something special. And we can't lead the people if our behaviour is not whiter than white. Sorry for the speech, Bertie.
Yeah, and so you should be. Kept me waiting long enough. I was going to say something really, really interesting to the point where my brain just froze over and I forgot. Now, right, so this is the way I would see going forward. What have we got in common ground at the moment?